I'd done a video before and it had 9 pints. Maybe it wasn't the best time to start a blog after 9 pints. I might put that video up at some point in the future, just for a laugh, because it was pretty special. I think 10-12 minutes I spoke for. I think I made about 7 or 8 points. Slurred speech. To be fair, the day had gone very well, and I'd achieved so much. The next day someone took it off me, which was pretty difficult. The same person that gave it to me. But it was a good night, so I'm gonna forgive myself for having 9 pints and whatever that was. So, this is the real start, the uninebriated start to my YouTube videos. I'm going to call it a channel. It's not really a channel, is it? But you'll know that I'm sick of a lot of things, and this is me on the internet. And the title of my YouTube offerings is The Absolute Truth, because I feel the truth is missing in so many things, so many parts of our constructs in society all over the world. For a start, there's something in Belfast at the minute where an ex-mayor is being attacked for sending some text messages to a 16-year-old man. And let's not forget that in that part of the world, you are an adult at 16. And the question I would say is, who hasn't sent a slightly dodgy text to someone at some point in their life? Maybe when they were drunk, maybe there was a misunderstanding, maybe just a wee bit of poor judgment. And it's all you get in the news, and you have all sorts of people coming out of the woodwork just talking nonsense about how this won't be put to bed finally until such and such happens. Meanwhile, the country's falling apart. That's untruthful. So disingenuous that in America, the last time I looked at whatever the fact was, half the country voted. 50% of that nation didn't vote because they felt it was pointless. So we need truth in our society, and people are talking about me. What am I going to start with? I went to Argentina in 2013. I was there for a year and a half. And I had what a mentor of mine a long time ago described as a very life-giving experience. Such strong people, such good people. Just about every day I had an amazing experience. I don't know if they still do, I hope they do, but they would have people going around the park on a sunny day just selling sandwiches. And no one thought, yeah, but what's in them? Everybody thought, yeah, quite like a sandwich. Bit peckish, you know. And that would be a good example of the black and white contrast between the country I left and the country I went to. And Diana spoke about it. I don't know why she spoke about it, but she spoke about the great things that were going on in Argentina. Another wee side point here, apparently Al-Fayed was an abuser as well. And this is another example of someone who decided to wait until the abuser, and it might have happened, So I won't be too disrespectful, but why wait till the person's dead? Why did everybody wait until Jimmy Savile died? There's nobody suspicious of that. I don't know what he done. I would be of the opinion that if someone sexually abuses a child, they should be killed. If it's proved beyond any doubt, just kill that person. If you're willing to do that to a child, you should be killed. There's no way back after that. You should be killed, right? But we can't get to a situation where someone says something and somebody else's life is ruined and their family's lives are ruined. All their relationships and the work that they might have done in the world doesn't happen because someone said something. And we're there now, aren't we? In the West, you can just say something. And there are so many stupid people with no life, nothing to give, who'll think, oh my God, that guy's a total weirdo. Or he's a rapist. These things have to take their due course. There shouldn't be any reporting until there's a verdict. But even then, you should be able to find out what it was that happened. What the charges, what was involved in it. You might even have the right to know, well, who said what? And what does this person who said that do? What's their standing? What have they done in society? What have they given? Because what we have is it's a whole pile of morons talking total nonsense. And people are believing it. It goes to the courts. Sometimes the courts are biased. What happened to Julian Assange? He was imprisoned for, 4 years or something? Totally illegal. Totally illegal. So, what kind of society do we hope to build if it's not based on the truth? And why do we allow, and I know I'm saying this on YouTube, but I don't have any choice, and I've had enough. So I'm saying it on YouTube, for better or for worse. Why do we allow big tech companies to give to people who have nothing to give themselves? Don't do charity work. They're not teachers, they're not nurses, they're not in the police, they haven't worked in politics, and maybe gaming all the time. Don't have any real inner urge to give to others. Maybe don't eat so well, maybe don't exercise, don't seek good news sources. Also, just layabouts the ability to talk so much nonsense. Why do we allow that to happen? Because hundreds of years of fighting for democracy, right? Hundreds of years. So many people went through so much for us to make decisions together. I know it's not an easy process. I know it's not. Democracy is not something that even always works. I know that. But in about 20 years, it's been taken by Mr. Gates and people like him, Mark Zuckerberg and so on. And to a certain extent, I found out that Mark Zuckerberg's parents were, and I'm on Facebook as well, by the way, but I'm still saying it because it has to be said. They were both shrinks, psychologists or something, and he lived in White Picket, New York. So, maybe I shouldn't judge it, shouldn't be too quick to judge, because maybe his life has been so I don't know what the word would be, but not full. Maybe he didn't lead a full life. Maybe the house he grew up in was a bit odd. maybe the house he grew up in was just full of stress all the time. If his parents were listening to a lot of stressful things, I don't know. But he does not have the right, in order to sell things, to make money, anyone's life. So the word often used now is platform. We need to stop these terms. We need to stop talking like this. These people did not create the internet. They did not create the microchip. And we've allowed them to just swan in there and take democracy. All of democracy. For the whole world. News article here in Ireland the other day where teachers are alerting parents to a trend. There's another word, platform, trend. We need to get rid of these words. Where children are asked to upload their contacts other than their parents. And the teachers through this article are seeking to raise awareness about this trend. Why do we not take that company and dissolve it? And take the people at the top of that company and put them in prison? Why do we do that? What are we waiting on? So I was born in Scotland, but I'm Irish heritage, both sides of the family. I'm very proud of that. Family went to Scotland in late 1800s. My dad's side. Mother's side about the same. All strands of the family are Irish names, Irish heritage. That's another story for another day, but we worked very hard there. Coal, steel, all the stuff that the Irish generally done when they arrived, but we've become more than that because we worked hard and we were respected. I had my grandfather's brother was given a medal by, it wasn't the Purple Cross or something, but it was for community service, the Royal something cross. Catholic, Protestant, even later Muslim, because we had good principles and we worked hard. And we stood up for what was right, Catholic or Protestant. Where was I going with that? Scotland today, I think is finished. I think it's all over in Scotland. I'm hopeful that Ireland, because there's been a fight here for a long time for justice, for righteousness. People understand that all over the world, the Irish yearning for justice. It's always been connected throughout the world. There was something I read there a while back about the Native Americans sending money for the famine. I think it was a small amount then, but it didn't matter. It was a donation. And this was reciprocated recently by someone in Dublin, or a group. It's always been international, that yearning for. I think now it has to be truly international in that we can't lose that Irishness. I say we. I feel Irish. That's another point for another day. I feel the world needs that. It's so rich, it's so beautiful. The music and the poetry and the people and the laughter and the crack. It's just so rich. And I can talk now about my trademark that I got in the south. It's called Fuerte Finian. So Finian was, I think, 13th century warrior saint in Ireland, and fuerte is strong in Spanish, and this has come from Carlos Tevez. A long time ago he pulled up his shirt and it said Fuerte Apache on his t-shirt, and he was showing solidarity with a group in, I think it was Argentina, might have been Bolivia. They were encroaching upon some lands, and he was showing that this is me, soy argentino, I am proud of my Apache roots and my people, and I'm showing it here in England or wherever it was around the world. I'm a big star, I'm well known, and I'm one of them, you know. So I have trademarked Fuerte Finian because for me, if the Catholic Church is to retain any relevance, it might have to go back to war. I had a sister who died in 2012. She was the kind of person, Ronan Keating spoke about this, when someone's horrible to you, you're nice back to them. But she got so down with the way the world became, got on top of her. I feel she was poisoned by the state. Big pharma medicine. And again, I can't remember what I was saying there. Don't know if anyone else feels this, but sometimes I just have too much in my brain and it just cuts off. Too much emotion, too much anger and grief. But I like the idea of Hurt Locker. I'm going to have to deal with it another day. Otherwise, I'm going to do nothing today. You know. So what was I saying? Yeah, I can't remember. I'll just need to pick it up. There are so many things wrong. Margaret Thatcher spoke about there's no such thing as society. And she's eventually got her way there on that island to the right of Ireland. There's no society there now. I feel she was used herself, Margaret Thatcher. We're coming up to 17 minutes. I'm going to cap it at 20 minutes, right? I'm going to do more of these because I've actually quite enjoyed this. I think she was the daughter of a shopkeeper. So they would have had a wee bit of money, but not that much. And when someone heard her speak at some point about the unions and working class people or something of that order, she was invited immediately to Bilderberg. There's another word that'll get me into trouble, but I don't care. Because we have to have justice, we have to have the strength to stand up and create a global community. What have I got? 1 minute, 35. And I feel those people used her and abused her to get what they wanted. And the long-term goal was to destroy society on that island. But I do also think she was a bit evil and was quite happy to see it. I don't know. There's no society there. We need society. We need one another. I got that example in Argentina of togetherness. And the next one I'll maybe talk about that solely because people are talking about me, my time there as well. But they will never take away from me the wonderful experiences I had, the connections I made through my music, because I studied classical music and I played tango out there, and difficult to put into words, 30 seconds. Yeah, I'll do that the next time. In the year and a half, maybe every other day, just such a special moment or meeting. Wonderful people. Okay, that's the first one. Not for the 9 pints. And maybe you'll watch the next one. The Absolute Truth.